Welcome back, everybody, to the Fantasy Hockey Hacks YouTube channel, a proud member of the Hockey Podcast Network. And we are the official podcast of Left Wing Lock, your number one source for fantasy hockey intelligence. If you haven't had a chance to listen to our podcast, go check it out. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on Amazon, it's on Google, it's on everywhere you listen to your podcast. I'm Devon.
I'm Bruce.
Bruce, welcome, everybody. Bruce, we missed this for a day or two, and of course today we started late. So my apologies.
Yep.
I had to take a phone call here, but let's get into it. So we've got NHL game picks, DFS, and prop bets for May 20th. Starting things off, we're going to talk about last night's games, and I think we'll start with Tampa and Florida. So Ross Colton, the hero in regulation last night.
With just under or just over 4 seconds left, just under 4 seconds left.
Yeah, I think it was 3.6 or something. Yeah, it was 4 seconds roughly. So nice shot from him. Beautiful pass from Kucherov.
Absolutely.
Absolute heartbreaker for Florida.
Yeah, because they needed one at home right now because they're down. Now they're down 2-0, and they're going to Tampa. That's not a good scenario if you're the Panthers.
No, they're in trouble here, Bruce. Lots of people on Twitter now are saying, "Oh, here comes the Tampa three-peat," right? And I think Tyler's probably dancing somewhere because he picked Tampa to win this thing 3 times in a row. So,
oh really?
He did, yeah. So Ross Colton had 1 goal, 2 shots, 3 shot attempts, 2 individual scoring chances, and just 13:25 time on ice. But of course, he was the hero last night. Corey Perry, much to John's chagrin, has been an absolute stud for Tampa.
Of course.
He opened the scoring on the power play. His third point in his last 2 games: 1 power play goal, 1 shot on goal, 4 shot attempts, 3 scoring chances, 1 high danger scoring chance, and just 13 minutes time on ice.
Not bad for an evening of work.
Yeah, Corey Perry's been great. I mean, that's a guy that I wish the Oilers would have called back in July.
Yeah, no kidding, right? This is the time, like I said before. He loves this time of season. It's the way it just seems in. Not seems in. It just blends in with the way he plays. The way he plays is perfect for this time of year.
Yeah,
and it shows.
Yeah, absolutely. Vasilevsky, we were talking about this earlier off air, Bruce. He's right back to playoff Vasilevsky.
He sure is.
1 goal against average, .971 save percentage, and a 2.35 goals saved above expected.
Yep, he's right back where he was.
Bobrovsky was good too. He would have had some better numbers had he not let in that goal right at the end of the third there, but 2.00 GAA and a .926 save percentage. You can't really fault him for that one. It was just a pinpoint shot and a great pass from Kuch. So
yeah,
not much you can do there.
And Kucherov's been doing that in these 2 games too. He's had some beautiful passes.
Yeah, he's been great. Claude Giroux has also been really good for Florida. I was looking at his numbers here. He had 1 assist, 3 shots on goal. He had 8 shot attempts, Bruce, in over 22 minutes of time on ice. He's been great on that line with Barkov.
Well, they need somebody to step up because they're having trouble scoring goals all of a sudden.
It's crazy. Speaking of not scoring goals, they are now 0 for 25 on the power play.
Yeah, yikes! You're not going to win if you're an over on the power play.
No,
it just isn't going to work.
It's ugly.
Well, it can work, but it's you got to be really good at 5-on-5.
Which they have been, right? Florida's been the better team. They had a 58 Corsi 4, 59, almost a 60 shots 4 percentage, and a 52 scoring chance 4 percentage. They did. It was a draw 5-on-5 in terms of goals scored, but through 2 games, Florida's been the better team in terms of 5-on-5 metrics, and they're without Mason Marchment, who is also not going to play now in games 3 and 4.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and let's also remind everybody that Braden Point is still not playing for Tampa, and they just took 2 games from Florida. So
that says a fair bit there about the team, right? That's
well,
all in.
Nick Paul was playing second line center, right? I think you were taking him in DFS yesterday.
Yeah.
So there we go. Just in the interest of time, let's move on. Let's talk about St. Louis, Colorado. This was the first loss for the Avs this postseason, Bruce. And as you had mentioned earlier, it's kind of right back to the I don't know what you called it, the Vegas
playbook.
There you go, the Vegas playbook. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think the Avs knew they weren't going to win every game, right?
At least I hope so. We'll see if they can adapt here because they couldn't They couldn't against Vegas last year. We'll see if they can do it this year against St. Louis.
Well, like I said earlier, I think that will be the case. They're gonna get past the second round here at some point, but it's going to be a tough one. Like when you and I started doing our previews, I think we both agreed this is going to be a tougher series than most people believed it was going to be.
And Binnington has been playing better than anybody expected. That is going to be their biggest thing here in the next few games. Is how are they going to get pucks past Binnington?
Yeah, he had another 30 saves last night, 1.00 goals against average, and a 968 save percentage. So really good stuff there from him.
Absolutely.
David Perron had 2 more goals last night. That was so he's leading the Blues in goals. Or he led the Blues in goals, shot attempts. He had 5 shots, 6 shot attempts in just over 20 minutes of ice. He's currently third in playoff scoring, Bruce, with 11 points and 7 goals.
Very nice.
Darcy Kemper had a rough outing, 28 saves, 3.16 goals against average, and a 903 save percentage.
And that's a rough outing for him for the past little while. So again, he'll need to rebound too. So we'll see find out what Colorado's made of tomorrow night.
And the Blues managed to keep them in check. Speaking of the Avs, 5-on-5, it was a 50% shots for percentage, but a 61.76 scoring chance for percentage. So the Blues outchanced the Avs 21-13, 5-on-5, and 75 high danger chance for 9-3, 5-on-5. So the Blues did some really good things there, and they outscored them 2-0, 5-on-5. So just a really great all-around effort from the Blues last night.
Absolutely. They'll need to do that 3 more times if they want to move on.
Okay, let's move on here, Bruce, to today's games and talk about some DFS and some picks, some prop bets. So I guess kicking things off here, we've got the Rangers and the Hurricanes. So plus 145 on the money line for the Rangers, minus 170 for the Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes, again, were the better team, 5-on-5 in Game 1. Carolina is 5-0 at home in the playoffs so far here. I'm sticking with Carolina for this one, Bruce. I think you felt the same way.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Carolina on this one too.
I think they're going to go up 2-0 here. Sebastian Ajo was great in Game 1. He had 1 goal, 4 shots, 6 shot attempts. Seth Jarvis, actually, I was really impressed. I was looking at his numbers, Bruce. 1 assist, 3 shots, 8 shot attempts, 4 scoring chances. He had 7 hits in just over 18.5 minutes of ice time.
Very nice.
So he's somebody that I'm going to be pushing in DFS plays just because he's still coming in so cheap.
Yeah, I think I have him today. No, I don't have him. He's not in my picks, but he's in my lineup.
Okay. Antti Ranta continues to impress. 27 saves and 964 save percentage, 2.12 goals saved above expected in Game 1. Shesterkin was also good with a 1.90 GAA and a 923 save percentage. 0 points from Zibanejad, Kreider, Panarin, Strome, and Kopp. So those guys are going to have to be a lot better in Game 2 here if they intend to win.
For sure.
Lafreniere had a good outing. He had 1 assist, 6 shot attempts, 4 scoring chances, 1 hit. Some keys to the game here, Bruce. I'm just more from players not named Aho or Jarvis for Carolina. And then to continue strong 5-on-5 play. And for New York, they just need more from their top players, like I mentioned. Just 5 shots on goal combined between Kreider, Zibanejad, and Panarin. So they've been very, very quiet.
Yeah, it's not enough.
No. And Shesterkin's going to have to be just a little bit better, right? He's going to have to be around 950 probably.
Probably.
Yeah. So then next up, we got the Oilers and the Flames. And obviously, Bruce, as Oilers fans, we have to be a little disappointed, or a lot disappointed maybe with what happened in Game 1.
They missed the game's opening. They didn't start till 10 minutes into the game.
Typical for them this year.
But then they were down 3-0. So and then it just went. Well, it was up and down. I was impressed they managed to come back to tie it, but yikes! It's just.
It was ugly, Bruce. Like Calgary dominated every aspect of that game, 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Shots, shot attempts, scoring chances, goals. Like it was. I think. Well, goals were close. The Oilers actually. It was 7-6 for Calgary, so it was close for 5-on-5 goals. But the Oilers also fell asleep on the power play. So.
Yeah. The only bright spot was Connor.
Yeah.
Connor. That was it, because he was the only one out of the Oilers that looked like he was actually playing. The rest of them were just kind of skating around doing dumb things.
You and I talked earlier, and there was 9 players that didn't throw a hit in that game for the Oilers. Yeah. Like that's just not acceptable.
Yeah, but when Conor McDavid is your leading hitter for a guy that traditionally doesn't have a lot of hits, that's not a good sign.
No. No, typical Oilers this playoffs, they just haven't shown up for the first period of the game. So, and they can't do that against Calgary. They got to come out flying like they did in Game 6 and Game 7.
Yeah, they do.
Tkachuk was brilliant in Game 1. He had a hat trick, obviously we know, 4 PIMs, 8 shots on goal, 9 shot attempts, 4 individual scoring chances, 3 high danger ones, 18 and a half minutes of time on ice. McDavid had another 4 points. He was great. Hyman had 2 goals. He was good for the Oilers.
I was happy to see that.
Yeah. For Edmonton to win, like we've alluded to, fast start, better 5-on-5 play. They got to be better defensively, and everyone's got to chip in and play hard physical hockey. And then I was looking at Calgary, Bruce, and I think for them, Markstrom has to be better. He actually allowed 6 goals, 5-on-5. He had a .700 save percentage and a 7.83 goals against average.
Yeah, the goalies, it was just ugly. Game 1, it was just ugly.
Not what you'd expect from Markstrom either.
No.
And then the other note here for the Flames is just continued success on special teams. They're 1 for 3 on the power play and 4 for 4 on the penalty kill. So that would be some news and notes there. Saying that, I hate to do it. I'm taking Calgary tonight. I think Edmonton's going to be in a big hole going back to Edmonton for Game 3.
Yeah, I agree. Calgary's going to... This one isn't going to be as high scoring, I don't think. They're going to... I hope...
Famous last words, Bruce.
Famous last words. I don't know if it'll be as much high scoring, but Calgary's going to come out with the win tonight, I think.
I would be pleasantly surprised if it was the other way, but I just don't think so. And I should have included the puck line numbers here, but I did not, so my apologies. Record to date, I'm slipping a bit here, Bruce. 34 for 57 at 59.65%. You're catching up at 30 for 57 and 52.63%. So good to see there. I'm glad you made it over the coin flip, Bruce. That's good.
Yeah, we're just hanging in there, barely.
Well, you went 2 for 2 a couple different nights, I think. So you were on a bit of a heater there.
Up and down.
Prop bets. So we're going to start with shot props here. I'm going to go back to Ryan Strome. We went to him the other night. He just missed. He had 2 shots on goal. But at plus 130, he's actually averaging 3.6 shots on goal in these playoffs. I've said it before. I like his lineup placement. And I think they're going to be playing a little bit guilty tonight. They're going to have to do more for that team. So I expect him to do more. I'll take the 2.5 shots on goal at plus 130. And then Svechnikov, I'm going to take the under 2.5 shots on goal. He's actually been great in terms of generating scoring chances and shots on goal, but he's only averaging 2.37 shots on goal per game during the playoffs. And he's under 50% power play share and under 17 minutes time on ice. And he had 0 shots on goal last game, Bruce.
Yeah, if Carolina wants success through the playoffs, they need Svechnikov shooting the puck, and they need better out of him on that. Yeah,
he just not doing enough for that team. So I'm going to take the under at plus 110. Goal props, Seth Jarvis for an anytime goal at plus 245. He actually leads Carolina in shots on goal with 22. He's second in shot attempts at 46 and second in individual scoring chances for at 32. And flanking Ajo, I think he's going to do some good things tonight, so I'm going to go with that one. Sure. Conor McDavid, I don't even need to explain that one, Bruce.
No, that's pretty much automatic, that one, I think.
Plus 120, I'm taking Conor.
The only way the Flames are going to stop him is they put all 5 skaters on him. That's pretty much the only way they're going to stop him.
Even then,
but
Bruce,
that should free up the 4 other guys on the ice for the Oilers to do something. Hopefully.
You would think so, hey?
Yeah. Like the next guy in the list here.
Yeah, Zach Hyman. I mean, this guy has no quit in his game, and even if the Oilers are down 4 or 5-1 like we saw the other night, Hyman's going to go out there and just keep pushing for the next goal. Yep. Plus 250, I like that. 4th in team scoring with 4 goals. He's 3rd in shots on goal at 29, 3rd in shot attempts at 48, and 3rd in scoring chances for at 33.
Good to see. Well worth the investment.
Absolutely. He's been a welcome addition. And plus, he writes kids' books. So, I mean, that's just got to be good karma, right?
There you go, right?
DFS picks today. I'm going to include Conor McDavid just because he's been fantastic. 21.7 fantasy points per game over his last 10 contests. I'm going to spend up for him. Chris Kreider's just been too quiet after scoring, whatever it was, 50-plus goals this past season. I think he's gonna push hard to do something tonight. Rasmus Andersson, as much as I dislike him, I think he's been effective. He had almost 26 points, Bruce, in Game 1. Fantasy points.
Yeah.
Crazy. And he's still just at $4,400 for his salary. I'm taking Jacob Markstrom just because I think he's going to be much better than he showed in Game 1. Seth Jarvis, for the reasons we already talked about, at $3,500 is a great option. 10.5 points his last 10 contests. And then I'm going to stack Ajo, Jarvis, and DeAngelo.
And then for me, well, I have Connor. That's pretty much automatic the way he's been playing lately. Matthew Tkachuk, basically for the same reason, he's been playing really well here in the playoffs as well. Tony DeAngelo for defense. He doesn't have a ton of points, but they need more out of him, and I'm hoping that he get that going tonight. Mr. Shesterkin is a goaltender because, well, he's going to see a ton of shots again tonight. And hopefully I don't butcher this name, is Philippe Chetil?
Philip Hedl.
Hedl,
yeah.
He has been basically the only Ranger that's been able to score so far in the playoffs here, so in this round. So as a value play as my utility, that's who I went. Stack for tonight, Calgary Flames top line, so Elias Lindholm, Matthew Tkachuk, and Johnny Gaudreau.
You're going back to the well, Bruce. That stack worked for you. Yeah, it worked for you last time.
Yeah, well, I know who the Oilers goaltenders are, so yeah, it's I said before, that's my fear is these guys know how to expose Smith and Koskinen, so
yeah, don't remind me, Bruce. It's gonna be might be a rough Friday night.
John will be happy if it happens, though.
Oh, of course you will. Okay, well, that does it for us. We're going to do this thing in less than 18 minutes here. So if you don't subscribe to the podcast, please do. Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're doing this every day, Monday through Friday. Check us out on Twitter at FHHacks, on Instagram at Fantasy Hockey Hacks, and check out our website, fantasyhockeyhacks.com. Bruce, I will not see you tomorrow, and I will not see you Monday because it's a long weekend. So,
back on Tuesday.
And actually, that's not true. I'm traveling Tuesday, so I will not see you Tuesday. So
it'll be Wednesday.
We'll be back next Wednesday, but we'll still have picks and stuff like that out on our social media channel, so be sure to
absolutely. You'll look for them every day.
And of course, Bruce, we're going to have our podcast episode on Tuesday morning. So
absolutely, yeah, you don't want to miss that one.
Okay, well, thanks, my friend. We will talk to you next week.
Sounds good.
All right, take care.
Bye.